been a while since we did a top 25 list of our favorite music from a video game series, in part because we had to figure out like who could join, who would be involved, which one was next, and while we still have a couple more that we want to do on the horizon, the one that made the most sense, and I think the one we care about the most out of what's left, is Kingdom Hearts.
I like we're dropping people each time, and the next music list we do, we're probably going to drop further because I still want to do like Phoenix Wright, and that's just going to be like the three of us.
I'll join in.
Oh, that's true.
I love the one.
Yeah, the one. But we're not talking about Phoenix Wright. Let's try about Kingdom Hearts list. So we're all wearing Kingdom Hearts shirts, as you can see.
Yes.
Now he was in Sora was in Smash Brothers,
Right.
So that actually works. Yeah, Michaela, I wanted to see your shirt.
Michaela's
it looks like a blue flame,
Yeah.
or is that Sky? What's going on?
It's supposed to be the sky. It's the box art for Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's kind of
beautiful.
like got a blue
You
filter
can actually
on
see
it,
it
so it's
on the top left of the thing in the top right corner.
There's Try Hard, Mickey.
Roxas,
Although I love it, I'm
there's
not.
Sora down there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's everybody.
Will-
Try hard, Mickey.
Yeah, you have the KH3 art. Well, we've seen some of that in
I've
the
got Cage too.
Yeah. So we'll
Sean
be seeing that
has
again in
whatever.
the future.
Yep. I got my Kingdom Hearts shirt.
Sean also has two.
Mr. Sora.
Sean has a mix of like 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the best one.
So we're covering all of our
So
bases.
the music from Kingdom Hearts has a special place in all of our hearts. I think we went to a concert to see it. It's a big part of the games that we play that we love. I think it's some of the best music in all of gaming, period. So I am very excited to do this list.
I'm also very excited.
We usually start by doing like honorable mentions and the like. Do I get to air my grievance at the start, or should I wait till the end?
Do it now,
Yeah.
so we have the whole show to kind of like reflect on it.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Usually, like Sean will go after Dave for his picks, some of which are dumb and deserve it, some of which he yells at him and then agrees with him in the end. I might be the odd man out in this one, or I might get to yell at all three of you.
Nice.
Between the three of you, your top 25 lists contain 29 songs.
Jeez.
There are only 4 above the minimum difference between the three of you. And there's a couple things I think you fucked up on.
I'm excited.
I mean, we did create our list together.
I know, and I think there was some benefits to it as well, but you got a little bit too in your own cocoon this time, if I'm just being very honest.
Well, so I did. So I think I did some research online, and like when I started the research, it was all like what we had from your list and from Michaela's list. So I was like, oh, well, clearly we got it. And then I stopped doing the research.
We have only 40 songs total that got votes, and I don't actually care about this part of it. That's why I'm saying it with a joking manner, but like I now have 9 that didn't make the top 25 because they just got outvoted and overwhelmed by this hive mind approach to this that I don't even think you did intentionally, but you've stumbled into with the fact that, again, you have 29 songs between the three of you. So
That's really funny.
what we have on this list is going to get a decent amount of points and is going to have a lot of support. And usually I'm going to be the one going, well, that's the one. I didn't vote for that one, and I'm the only one who voted for this one, and we'll see how it goes. My number 1 didn't get any other votes. That's where we're headed.
Which
on
one?
this list.
So, and I think we're going to be able to have a discussion about like what type of gaming music typically resonates with us. But we'll see when we arrive at it, and we can have that talk. I think it's gonna be fun.
I meant to be playing music in the intro and I forgot, so I'm going to play it now. This is Sacred Moon. This is the first song out. So as we talk about honorable mentions, it seems to make sense. It had 3 votes. Almost everything that didn't make the cut either had 1 vote or 3 votes. So it had 3 votes. It missed by 3 points, which is a shame. I also like this song.
This is the Days version. This is the Days version. I think we voted for the 2 version, but it's still a good song, but both ways.
I couldn't even tell you which one.
It's okay. It's why you have me here.
I also, if I'm being very honest, when I had the opportunity to take a song that was not from 2, and look, I had a lot of 2 songs on my list as well, so this is not me casting blame, but I went for it. For example, there's a song I took specifically from Chain of Memories, because if I didn't, it was just another song from 2, and there were none from Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
Actually, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I wanted to, and to be fair, its first appearance was in Chain of Memories, obviously. It was before 2, so
yes.
it's not like it was out of line, but I had to stretch a couple times because I wanted to make sure we had at least a few side games in this list. We got a few.
So, Michaela and Chris, what I want is for you to remind me when we hear a song of like when it played, because I'm less familiar with that on this list. And that always kind of matters
got
to me.
you.
Like, not just, oh, it's a cool song, it sounds nice, but like, what did it mean in the narrative? What town was it attached to, or whatever?
I got you, fam.
Okay.
Other songs that were in the last 5 out include The Encounter. That was mine. The big boss fight music from 2. At the end of Arc
Oh, yeah.
boss music.
Now, so I do like this song too. I think we ran into like a lot, and we talked about this, like a lot of the sort of like themes and sounds and motifs are like kind of borrowed between a lot of the songs.
Yep.
So that was part of the issue, and I don't really even mean issue, but that's what led to the list being what they were.
And then I'm glad it didn't really come up a ton. In fact, none of the things that made the list were this category, although a couple votes came to them. There's some outright medleys, especially on the 3 soundtrack.
Yeah.
Different boss fights that are like 6 songs in one. And I was like, well, if that happens, I'm not sure what we're going to do. But luckily, that didn't come up when we voted, because that was going to be a nightmare. I was going to have to just ask you guys, all right, what are we doing with this?
Yeah, there was one medley that we voted for really high,
Yes, we did.
but
I have this song pretty high on my list, but I was the only one who voted for it. This is Rowdy Rumble. Because even though
I've
it's not
never really cared for this song.
Yeah, and I think it's like emblematic of the playful side of Kingdom Hearts that we've gotten too far away from as we've delved ourselves deeper into the organization's bullshit.
sure, yeah.
But that's my own hot take.
Maybe that's why I don't like it as much.
Yeah, could
it's
be.
too playful for me.
Right.
I need my Kingdom Hearts to be riveting and deeply
Like
serious.
I'm imagining like Pete spinning endlessly when you're fighting on that building that's collapsing in 2 in the black and white world.
Yep,
That's what this song
totally.
evokes.
I mean, this part's great though, so it is playful, but like,
Yeah, this part's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbreakable Chains was one of the last 5 out. That was all 3 of you, but you didn't have it very high.
Yeah. I wanted to give some love to Birth by Sleep because I don't think I gave it a lot of love on my list. So.
No.
But this is a good one.
The only reason we have a Birth by Sleep song in the top 25 is because of me.
well, so Aqua though, right? Or did that not make?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
Oh.
And then the last one.
Well, there's another song we also gave love, but
Sure.
What is this one?
what is this?
This is Wave of Darkness, which appeared in 3,
Oh, that's right.
but is
I
actually
remember
from one of the
this
side
track.
games. I actually tried to give at least one song in each game some love. Again,
okay.
I ended up having a lot of 2, a good chunk of 1. But this one comes in a pretty pivotal moment in 3 as well. So
It does, yeah.
ends up going in a nice place. The song, we don't have time for it. We'll never get to the other ones if we sit here and listen to this one. But
Yeah.
all right. So let's get into the list proper, because there's not a lot of honorable mention. Again, either I voted for it and it didn't get enough points, or the 3 of you voted for it, but it was all in your bottom 10 and it didn't get enough
Yeah.
points. So, like, Scala at Kalem has 3 votes, and it added up to 19 points, so it wasn't even close.
Yeah. I think that was like my 25th, or very close to that. So yeah.
Something like that.
Let's
yeah.
move this over here, so I can click on both these easily. Great. Yeah, this part's really good.
Yeah, this is cool.
This part is good.
All right, top 25 starts with, that's why I didn't even really feel like it was much of a spoiler, the first song that I made sure with Michaela I had the right version of. Oh, I have a pre-slide. Right, I can introduce them. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So this song, I really like this track a lot because you get to hear a bunch of different versions of it. You hear it first in the secret ending for 1, where Riku's on the skyscraper and you have this mysterious hooded figure walking through the rain. You're like, what the fuck is all this? And then it comes back again in 2, I believe. But it really culminates in Days because you actually get this full fight. You get to experience it. You get all the buildup of Roxas leaving and what that means. You just had to fight Shion right before this. And then now you have to fight Riku. He's not a very particularly difficult boss fight, but it's more of just like the emotions. Like you've seen bits and pieces of this battle before, and then it all culminates here. It's so cool.
And it's weird to me because you can hear that tension, I think, in the song. But then when the first time you hear it, it's just like a trailer. So I don't know if this is the case, but it's almost like they knew like where it was going to go when they were teasing it. And I think that's pretty cool.
This is one of
I think
several
they at least had
examples
some clue.
on this list of working in other motifs. We obviously started with the Organization 13 music. We have a couple different 13th battle themes in this as well. Like there's a few different songs on this list that are going to have some blurred lines a little bit. This was on my second cut as well. I didn't have it make my list. But it's a very good song. What's nice about this is there's none that made it in here that I didn't vote for where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the difficulty with this in general is Yoko Shimomura has a very distinct style that is 95% a positive, but there is a little bit of sameness to this at times where it's like, okay, every song has sweeping orchestral strings, every song has piano arpeggios, like, so which one of those 70 songs that has piano arpeggios is this?
I think that's
Yep,
what we ran
yep.
into, both in like liking all the songs, but also like stressing less about it in a way, because it's like, well, if it's this song and not those, that's fine, because it's all good, so
They
just
all
throw it on
sound
the
the
list.
same.
Yeah.
Essentially. I don't even mean that as criticism per se.
Yeah.
I think especially when you listen to all of this and you're making a list, it does start to blur together more than it normally would, because you're
Yeah.
like, oh
Right.
God, I heard that in that other song, but this is from that other song from that other game, and oh Jesus. Okay, number 24. See, I can do this now. Hey, but I have to pause. Okay, what happens if I go to the next song? Does it play automatically? It does. Well, then you know what it is. It's Kyrie's theme.
I had this, I think, somewhat higher. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I really like the song, though. And it's funny because I like it a lot, even though I don't really care for Kyrie.
Right.
And it's weird because I think there's a strong character in there, actually. Like, I know she's a bad character, but I think she's been done dirty a little bit.
Yep.
She has.
But her theme is very good, and it's kind of, like, sort of tragic and is emblematic of her character in general. Yeah, I think it's really nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Pleasant song.
Yeah, this is nice. There's a bunch of different versions of it too, but this is the one that I always think of when I think of Kyrie. I do wish her character was not done so dirty, because there's potential in there. There's so much potential, and they, for some reason, just don't know what to do with her, and it's weird.
Well,
but
and I also...
Yoko did a good job with her song.
Yeah, this song plays a lot when they're, like, together and kind of, like, star-crossed. And so it becomes the theme of, like, for so long, like, never being able to be together. And so it's, like, the melancholy backdrop for this sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really nice, yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
loop. Great. I was worried about if that was going to work or not. It did loop.
It looped.
Yeah, I think it's
Yay.
it's kind of. I'm with you guys. Where it's frustrating because if you want to be a Kyrie fan, you haven't been given a lot of reasons to be. And I thought maybe in 3 it's like, well, she's finally going to get her moment. She's worked to become a Keyblade master or wielder. This is going to be, and then she just gets kidnapped again. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you have all these touching reunions from the trios from the different side games, and they get at least a moment. Although you can argue it's not enough. But it's Sora's game, so like they don't have time for that. But that means he's going to get his time with No, he's not. He's not, and maybe he will in 4, but I don't know how much I'm going to care anymore.
Yeah.
That's my rant against Kyrie.
Love
Song's
it.
good.
But beautiful theme.
Yeah, great song for the
Beautiful
list.
theme, and it ends up being the foundation for a lot of other character themes later. So
Yeah.
it's a great.
Let me just touch on
great
this
little
really
tune.
quick. It's weird that so often in Final Fantasy, I think, if it was slow, I tended to not care as much. A huge part of this list is slow, and I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's when I looked at my list. It's like slow or high octane.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of in between,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is true of a lot of video
Yeah.
game soundtracks, I suppose, but here in particular.
Yeah.
Number 23 is the first of 3 songs that none of you voted for, and only I did. But
Okay,
they're all in my
let's see
top
it.
5, so they got shoved into the list anyways. The rest of mine that weren't in my top 5 and you didn't vote for all missed the list.
Oh no.
And that's fine. That's okay. We don't have to be upset about it.
It sounds like you're upset about it.
I thought someone was going to leak through. You know, I can try
sounds
my best to be a gracious host, and there's going to be times where I fail, and that's okay. I'm human. Number 23 is a fight to the death. This is the Zemnis fight.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why I didn't have it, is because the laser beam death trauma.
This is the first part of that fight though, when you're going through the like the city, you're slashing the cities,
Right.
and then you have to go back and forth between the. Oh yeah, I remember this song.
This is not Darkness
I-
of the
I
Unknown,
consider-
which is the other part of that fight.
Yes, I considered the armored Zemnis portion of that fight. I forget what the name of it is for my list, but it didn't make the cut.
This is maybe
This one is good.
this is maybe the most arpeggios. Listen to this. just going everywhere. We don't know what
Pretty
fucking keys are
Yeah.
being hit.
All of that.
To me, this is also important because, like, we have all of Chain of Memories, where, you know, obviously Sora and Riku are split up almost the whole time by design. We have 2, where Riku feels out of reach almost the whole time, and when you finally do see him, he doesn't even have his true form for part of that. And then you finally get to team up, the 2 of them. There's more of this down the road, you know, Dream Drop and other stuff that comes up, but at the time, especially because 2 is so long ago now, it felt more novel to me.
Yeah.
We get Dearly Beloved in here. I just had the part. I didn't say it in time. But so I think just for the build-up, I think this is one of her prettiest songs while also still being that fast-paced one
Yeah.
that drives the action in this fight. So for me.
There's so much happening, and you're right. It's on such a hype moment where they finally get to come together against this boss. It's not like it's a small moment. So yeah, it's very cool.
I'm bitter. It's fine. I'm actually not bitter about that one or the second one of the 3. My number 1. We'll get there.
Okay.
Who knows when?
Okay.
Who knows when?
I'll tell you when I hear it. I'll tell you. Did I fuck up or
Right.
not? I'll give you the weigh-in.
Because you have been fair about that. In the last list we did, what one was it? There was a song I had on there, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we should have had that." I don't remember what it was now.
Yeah, I'll admit it for sure.
There was one where it was like, "Yeah, that." Oops.
If it was lazy afternoon, I'm not going to admit it.
No. Although that is the rare thing that Michaela voted for, and so did I. I think that's,
Okay.
there's
Oh,
very few times where that happened on this list where
Yeah.
either
good.
I voted for it and all of you did, but there was that example. It didn't make the list though. It was her number 23. So, and it was only my like 17. Next up is the first example of multiple where I found a way around the copyright strikes by using the orchestral version.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And we actually, we talked about it. I don't know if Michaela actually ended up putting in. I think maybe you did, Kayla.
I made a note. I'm pretty
actually
sure. I don't know
maybe
if I
prefer this version. Actually,
I certainly do. I'm definitely prefer the orchestral version to the original song.
now I maybe prefer the orchestral version because I know like already what the real song is. So like that knowledge is playing into this. But I think this is beautiful and it hits all the same highs without the kind of unique sounding like vocals, which kind of almost become like a self-parody at some point. This you just get like arguably the theme song of Kingdom Hearts,
yeah.
and it's just really,
And, like,
really
the
beautiful.
melody of Simple and Clean has always been good. It's just the lyrics. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah,
And then, so then I can get the melody and not have to listen to the lyrics.
and there's some
But-
weird high notes. And,
But
yeah.
does that mean I have to meet your father?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Now,
make any sense.
Maisie did not vote for this one. Maisie also did not vote for Sanctuary. I'm just going to throw that out right now.
Sanctuary. I like this song more than Sanctuary, but I do not like either of these
Hey,
songs.
neither did I.
Now,
What?
to be fair, this orchestral version is very nice. I agree. So that's
This
it.
was
It's really good.
This was the song that got me when we went to the concert.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
It's great.
Where I was like, okay,
So
this
good.
is like this is hitting the nostalgia. Because when I go to the video game concerts, there's always songs that tick a little bit, but this was the one that was like the full-fledged punch in the face of like, yep, this is the version of the song that you think is connected to this series.
Yeah.
So it's on my list,
Yep.
it's on Sean's list, but we're the only two.
So it should have been higher. And like this part, this like is more than anything like gets me. Because you get like the, what's that called? That like kind of fast percussion in the back? I'm sure there's a name for it.
Syncopation.
Yeah, that's great. And then obviously the swelling of it all comes together so nice.
This is also how Dream Drop starts. The CG opening is
Yes.
with this version of the melody.
I was going to ask
It's
that, and I had a
so good.
feeling. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one where like the poppy
good.
version is fine. It's the more well-known one, but I'm with you guys. What you said at the start, this is the version to me. So I put it in because I had to, or we're gonna get yelled at. But I also would have probably wanted to put it in anyways.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be higher, but you know, Maisie has bad taste.
I'm sorry. If you guys had played me this version, I would have voted for it.
Oh,
Now the
Well,
challenge
it's our
is like
fault.
the fact that it's fucking called Simple and Clean. I don't that reminds me of that really shitty pop song that came out like a decade ago, and I hate that song. And so now I'm like, Simple and Clean is like that shitty song from the wannabe One Direction.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
No idea. Just go back to eating your popcorn, in fact.
All I'm saying is I admit I should have voted for this version of this song.
Okay, we have our first one.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Well, we might as well let it end at this point. We've got this far.
You know, and it's weird because if it was just orchestra, I probably would have had it even higher. I had it decently high, though, actually, I think.
You did. You had it slightly higher than I did.
Yeah. Okay, good. I did my part. Maisie did not. And
Fuck
Michaela did
no.
not.
I did my part.
Yeah, I probably should have gone back and added this once we talked about the orchestral version, but
It was on your list. Well, I think it was past the cutoff, but anyways, we got to move on.
Oh.
But people have
I
fucked
can't
up.
remember.
It's
They
already
all
happened.
bleed together.
We're only on number 22.
No takesies, backsies. What's nice is we don't. We always want these to be really good at the top. And I'm not saying these songs don't matter. Just that like the bottom of the list with the scoring doesn't matter as much either. So we make it top heavy for a reason. So the ones you really care about are going to be reflected. The ones you could
Yeah.
quibble.
Bastion.
If Michaela has it on her list, it moves up like 3 spots maybe. Like it's
Yeah.
not like, oh, it would have been number 1. No,
Yeah.
clearly not. That was a me and Shaun vehicle. Why don't we do a Maisie and Michaela vehicle?
I don't like it.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
okay.
I don't like that.
Hey, it's Riku's theme.
Very good.
I voted for Riku somewhere.
You suck.
It was
Are you
somewhere on
sure?
my list.
Michaela
Not your top
knows more
25.
about what makes this song a song, so go ahead, Michaela.
Just that it's just a lovely melody that encapsulates everything about his character and his journey from the darkness to the light. I love that you can really hear it in the remix version, like the guitar. You can't really hear that in the original. It's just like you can really hear the way it's like plucking, and it kind of gives it a unique sound that most other songs in the series like doesn't really have, and it's lovely.
This violin is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
it's like
good.
kind
It
of
captures
kind of in the back, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It captures the sadness and the like desire to redeem himself. It's probably one of my favorite character themes.
Well, again, I'm going to say, I
Straight
think
up.
Yoko was given like the full script of Kingdom Hearts, which definitely did not exist. They had no clue where they were going, but
Unversed.
like, because like this kind of captures the full like arc of him, you know, not just in that
Everything.
first game. Because he's kind of like a dick, and he kind of redeems himself at the end. But like, it's all the subsequent games when you really start to get his full journey that's embodied by the song. But now we have
The song
my
only
first
shows up in 2 for the first time.
yeah, we have my first fuck up, but literally like I think something was fucked up because I did have it in the list, but I was reciting the list to Kayla, so actually it's Michaela's fault.
Excuse you.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be
No, I
on the
am not
list,
taking
and I
the
want to
fault
say
for
it was in the
this.
mid. It was in the mid, like let's say 15. Off the top of your head, Chris, where would that have
No.
put it if it was like my 15?
Good question. It
I
might
am not
have.
taking the fall for
It
this.
could be up like
You
4 or
were
5
reading your-
spots.
Okay,
Your
okay.
shitty handwriting.
As long as it's in the top 25, that's the most important thing. It's great, and I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting case that we're going to hear a lot going forward. I went with all the remix versions, not the originals. To Michaela's point, I think most of them are better. The only issue with some of them, and I think this song suffers a little bit from it, is the strings are sometimes quiet. And even when they're the melody, sometimes they get a little bit lost in the shuffle on the soundtrack. Not taking anything away from it, but one of the songs that we all voted for later on this list is another example where I'm like, I actually don't know if I like this version better, but because it fills the soundscape more, it's what I chose for all of them. So
Yeah.
in case people were wondering, that's why.